Paddy, this is home, the Gold Coast. I know you play for the Broncos, but you like the chilled-out lifestyle down here?
Yeah, it's good, mate. I think spent most of my day off here getting away from footy, and yeah, I like it, eh? It's a good place to live.
What do you do on your days off?
The beach, mate, chill out. I don't know, there's plenty of things you can find to do down here, and it's good just to be able to get away and do your own thing.
Do you run into the Titans boys down here? It's kind of their territory.
Yeah, all the time. I think we're pretty close mates with Brimo and a few of those lads, so yeah, it's good to be able to freshen things up. And I don't know, when you're living in the footy world, everyone wants to talk footy, so we can kind of get away from it together, and makes it better when we beat them too, so have that one over.
You're starting to surf a little bit, you're saying?
Yeah, a bit of an amateur, mate. I'm not like Granny who can shred, but it's good. Do a bit of surfing on the days off, and yeah, trying to anyway.
You've got the hair, you've got the look for it.
I know, it makes me think, I think people think I'm better than I am, to be honest, so.
Are you going to keep the hair? Like, when you came into grade, you had the shorter haircut, but
Yeah, I had the schoolboy haircut now. People keep saying it's like an omen, so now I'm stressed if I cut it.
Talking about omens, and the hair, obviously a good omen, but maybe if you cut the hair, maybe it'll lead to breaking the try drought. I don't know. I'm just looking for something to get you over the line. Like, do you cop a bit of stick for the fact that you haven't crossed yet?
Well, I am now. Reno's feeding me, some of the boys are, but I'll just count some of the disallowed ones as they should have been tries, and we'll see how we go. But nah, I feel that when it rains, it pours. I'm gonna get a few, but I don't know. It's been a bit of a lean period the last 2 years, that's for sure.
Paddy, what's it like to be Pat Carrigan at this time in your life? You're a Queensland star, you're an Australian star, and you're playing in a Broncos team that's looking pretty good in 2023. Life's pretty sweet right now.
Yeah, it's good. It's, yeah, I don't know. I think I kind of learned through footy throughout the years. You can have your ups and your downs, and the good times can be real good, and the bad times can be real bad, but it's never as bad as you think or as good as you think, so, nah, I'm loving it.
You re-signed very recently till 2028 with Brisbane. How easy of a decision was that for you?
Well, mate, to be honest, I've never come off contract, so the Bronx have always been the one to show faith in me and want to keep me around, for lack of a better word. And yeah, it was pretty easy, to be honest. I did think about what it'd be like to, you know, go and try and go somewhere else, but they've done that much for me, the club, and I've had some tough old years there, and I see the upside, and I've got a lot of good friends, and you know, I want to win a comp there. So if I could do that with some of my best mates at the club, then I reckon that'd be pretty cool.
A deal like that puts you on a path to being possibly a Bronco for life, which is, you know, rare these days, to be in that kind of conversation, to be looking at that kind of term deal with a club.
To be honest, I probably couldn't see myself playing for any other club, and the mateship that I built there over the last couple of years with some of the guys is pretty special, and I don't know, we'll see how it works out, but if I could be there for life, it'd be pretty cool.
Who was your Broncos idol growing up?
I used to love, like, Shane Webke, like, old school, just, I don't know if I could tackle him these days. He'd just run through brick walls for you, and like, that was one of the OGs that I remember.
Is that the way you want to be seen? Someone that teammates want to play with? They want to be out there beside Pat Carrigan?
A little bit, I guess. Mate, to be honest, I'm pretty, like, laid back when I'm away from footy and that sort of thing too, so I just want to be someone who enjoys their time and hanging out with their mates, and separate to that, I guess when you kind of get on the field, that you can be counted on and dependent on, and we'll do anything to try and get a result.
I guess you've got a laid-back attitude, so how do you switch on when you go onto the football field to play that kind of hard-nosed, aggressive, in the middle?
Probably just because I'm competitive too. I hate losing, so I guess when there's something on the line, whatever it may be, I'll always want to win, and as a kid, I don't know if I was ever a bad sport, but I hated losing, and I guess, you know, when things mean a lot to you and you want to win.
Your family's from Gundawindi. Was your old man and grandfather, were they bush footballers?
Yeah, I think the old fella had a few more fights and hot dinners out there rather than footy games, but nah, yeah, my family's just all my cousins and those sort of things, and yeah, they grew up playing footy. Apparently Pop was pretty handy back in the day, and same with Dad, but yeah, she was a pretty different style of footy back then, I think.
It seems like you come from two different worlds, right? Like, your old man's a Gundawindi country boy, but you grew up in Brisbane, you went to private school. Like, it's a bit of a contrast there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I don't know, I think I'm pretty grateful for both sides of it, and especially my parents. Like, they were always big on my education sort of thing, and they kind of just try to tell me that you might need a second plan, and I'm grateful for it because I think I got friends now who are from everywhere, and I think that's the best thing about footy for me is just getting mates that from all different walks of life.
For yourself, you were school captain as well. When did you kind of realise that leadership was come naturally to you, because you were captain the first 15 as well? So when did you realise that that was a comfortable position for you to be in?
Probably just comes back to, I think, like my mum and dad, and I was a bit of a shit of a kid coming through the early years of high school, and don't want to say a sliding doors moment, but I remember being like grade 8 or grade 9, and the teachers were kind of going to me like, you can go this way or that way sort of thing. And the big thing with mum and dad was you didn't have to be perfect, but you always had to kind of show respect and that sort of thing. And maybe me going home too scared to get in trouble would have been a factor for that. But I just at the end of the day, I think I'd just be me as a person.
You had leadership thrust upon you pretty early in your football career as well. I think you were captaining the Broncos like 20 games into your career.
Yeah.
When you look back at that now, how does that sit with you when you think about it?
Oh, it's pretty nuts, to be honest. I mean, I'm grateful for those experiences, but obviously they got thrust upon me pretty early, and unfortunate with some of the injuries to guys like Lexi and that. It made me want to be a better player, and it was tough. Sometimes we're sitting in presses and that sort of thing, like, you know, and answering questions for why you lost, and you don't really even know, but you just got to try and answer them. And yeah, it was a weird time. It was like, you know, you're playing in a team with lots of great players and guys with reputations, and you're kind of trying to lead as well in your own way. But yeah, it just definitely helped me, you know, be who I am and not be afraid to just, you know, if you feel something, kind of speak up or do that sort of thing. So I won't take that back, but 2020 can stay in the past, that's for sure.
After all that happens, and then maybe there's a glimmer of light, and then bang, ACL.
Yeah.
Out for the season. I mean, that's a bitter pill to swallow after everything as well.
Yeah, I'd have tried disallowed in that game too, so had a try, disallowed, ACL, see you later for 12 months. So that was a double bitter pill to swallow now. But yeah, that was another thing. Like, I don't know, I kind of just got to look back in hindsight and be grateful for it. And I guess it gave me like 12 months to just learn and step away, and I don't know, just like reset everything for me, to be honest, and made me like love footy in a way again, because to be honest, before that, your whole week was just structured on like whether you won or lost. And we were doing a bit more losing than winning, so it just made me think about that sort of stuff and step away. And yeah, but it's definitely hard watching. It's not somewhere I want to be, that's for sure.
Mate, the footy's going well for you, but I heard you're a bit of a brainiac as well. You do all right with the books away from the field?
Yeah, trying to finish a physio degree at the moment, so it's pretty slow. It's got my last year to go, but it's all placement, so I'll tick it off just to keep Mum happy, but I don't know what I'm going to do.
Your mum sounds like she pushed you quite hard in the education space, and get that backup plan and, you know, just have something to fall back on after footy. Yeah,
she was good. Mum was always thinking about the bigger picture sort of thing, and I think she's a pretty emotional character, so seeing you know, what happened to guys like Drew Yoyi, and your dream can get taken away pretty quick, she wanted me to kind of be in a position where I'll have something else, so love her for it, but yeah, I'll make sure I get it finished for her.
When you came back in 2022, like, we see guys come back from ACLs and it can take a lot of time to kind of readjust, but you hit the ground running. Were you even surprised at how kind of quickly your form picked back up when you were back playing?
I was always confident. We had two Irish lads who are like two of my best mates now, who one was a physio and one's the strength and conditioning coach, and being in the bubble, spent that much time with me and in the rehab department, that I kind of just felt safe, I guess, that they'd invested that much time that I was going to be all right. And I didn't want to look, I think a lot of people look at it like it's a bit scary to do another one of that sort of thing, but I kind of wanted to just get that out of my brain and just, you know, what's to be will be, and just you might as well go head first and see what happens.
Did you feel like when you came back that was the first time you were starting to feel dominant on a football field, or had you felt that before in the NRL, then you got injured, or was that?
When you play with guys that you love watching play, like Milf and Darbs, and, you know, Tavita, Lodgy, those sort of guys that you're a bit scared to like make mistakes and you play within yourself a bit. And I think probably getting injured kind of like broadened those horizons that just go out and play footy. And yeah, it probably changed the way I kind of approached the game and allowed me to like not be so one-dimensional probably and just enjoy footy again. And that was probably the biggest thing for me.
How hard was it then when you talk about injury and suspension to sit out the back end of the year and just as the Broncos were looking like maybe the finals are on the horizon again, you go out and then they kind of lose the games towards the back end and miss. What was that like to sit out again?
Yeah, it's tough. I wasn't good at watching the year before, so it was tough to watch in that period too, knowing that like something that you could have controlled put such a pressure on the team too. But mate, to be honest, a lot of people try to say like our form slump coincided a bit with me and that sort of thing. But I think where we were at as a group and being young, we were probably on that trajectory. We played really good against Parramatta, and then I don't know, you just not get tired, but you just when everyone else, the Roosters and Penrith and the Melbournes find another gear, you just get left behind. And mate, that was good for us too. Kevy reset everyone this pre-season, and we know what that feels like now. So we're learning tough lessons, but that makes hopefully the end goal a bit sweeter.
Another big part of that season was you got to make your State of Origin debut. Again, after coming off such bad luck and a bad kind of run there over a couple of years, what was it like to get that call up and be in that Origin side after a short amount of time back in the game?
Yeah, it was pretty like special, especially being just a kid who grew up in Queensland. And I got the call off Bill when I went over to my mum and dad's for dinner, and then yeah, got a phone call off him, and it was pretty cool just to be around those, you know, two who put so much time into you as a kid.
That series, you go on to win the Wally Lewis medal. I think you're the only player to ever do it in a debut season. Were you shocked when they read your name out? You played well, but a couple of games you came off the bench. Like, I'm sure you probably weren't expecting it.
Yeah, I wasn't even, like, you don't even think about it, like, being able to, like, just play in those games, but, like, knowing that it was bigger than you and just, like, I don't know, being around the guys like Ches and Honey and Pups who've done it before and wanted to win a shield, like, you don't even think about that sort of thing. So, yeah, to be honest, I thought, like, KP or Teddy's a freak. Teddy, one of them probably should have got it, but, yeah, I think, like, just being there, experiencing that with family and friends and then, like, winning a shield and seeing, like, how much that means to just everyone, let alone, like, for you guys that played, it's pretty cool. And, yeah, that probably, like, overshadowed the other stuff a bit for me.
Not many people gave Queensland a chance last year, but I think this year you're not really flying under the radar. There's a pretty solid team. The forward pack's a great forward pack, like some of those guys that are eligible. You'd be confident of going again and winning again? Yeah,
whoever's going to put on that Maroons jersey, I would have said it every year, but they're going to give it a shake. And there's something about Origin time when you're from Queensland that just makes people go to another level. And yeah, I don't know, it's a feeling. I think you can just see that whoever gets picked in that team, or if someone gets their chance, or if they do debut, or I don't know, there's a storyline counting someone out, you just know someone's going to deliver something special. So the Blues got a freaky team again, and yeah, it'll be an exciting series.
Paddy, obviously, recently we had you mic'd up for Fox League in a game against the Tigers, and I think our viewers found it really interesting, so I thought I would sit down, watch it through. I know people don't like to watch themselves so much, but I'd like to ask you a few questions about it, if that's all right.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right, let's go from here.
I've never watched it, so. Reno, tight. Clemmer's on me, Clemmer's on me, Clemmer's on me. Fleggy, there's space there, cuz. Take it on, Fleggy. Inside the 4, Fleggy. Tommy A. Off the sideline, let's go, Bill. Wait, two things. If you hear a 3 set, they're they go channel 3, they're chasing you as 3-man, all right? So they're chasing the half, second. They got a good inside pressure, back through the ruck.
How do you feel watching yourself for a start?
Bit embarrassing. I've never watched them. I always see them pop up at the pubs and that, but I don't like the sound of my own voice, so yeah, they get everything. I don't know. It's
For a guy that doesn't like the sound of his own voice, you talk a lot. Like, but how important is that for you on the field? Obviously, there's a physical side of your game, but then the verbal side. How big is that for you?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I remember like kind of thinking about, or when we were talking about it one day, it was just like, how can you kind of expect each other, like, do something for each other, whether it be like run a right line or something, if you don't let someone know. So I don't know, I kind of just try and like commentate the game a bit, because it's a tough old place when you're sitting in your own head. And yeah, sometimes it's productive, sometimes it's probably a bit of garbage, but yeah, I don't know, it just happens.
Mate, a thing that stands out to me when we watch this is a couple of things do, but the first one, you're riding your teammates, but like in a good way, just trying to encourage them and push them. Like Fleggy, you're bringing Tom Flegel with you a lot of the times. Like, is that something you try and aim to do, to be that guy that can just encourage him, get next set, get there, push that? Is that your role, you see it as? Yeah,
I think so. I think probably for me, like, we're in our team, Renault and our, you know, classy players like Walshy, and that'll probably do most of the big play sort of stuff and that sort of things. But playing in the middle, I know how much it helped me if, you know, when those guys are talking back to me and helping me out when I'm busted. So I think if I can try and, you know, be a little anchor for them and help them out a little bit, whether it works or not, I don't know, but that's kind of how I see it. One set, Fleggy, work hard, bro. Tommy A, off the sideline, let's go, Bill. Do his carry, do his running.
With Dewey at first receiver here.
Forearm, sir!
Broncos defenders all over Clemmer.
Forearm, sir.
Go, Paddy. Up his head. Dewey's in the line. Nice ping.
Oh, and Haas down the middle and the offload, if you don't mind. Flegler quickly gets it on there. Little left foot kick, Capewell! He's in again!
I want to talk about it, like that moment there, and there's a couple of moments throughout the clip where you spot Adam Dewey in the line and you're almost telling Adam Reynolds, oh, ball me now, or Payne Haas there, look at that. They're not really things that forwards point out. Is that fair? Like, that's probably more the halves game, but is that something in your game that you look for? You look for those little opportunities?
Yeah, probably a little bit. I think, yeah, like having a year off footy and kind of listening in conversations and things with Renault, just you kind of pick up what they look for. And to be honest, I know a lot of fullbacks are in the line these days, and I don't want to tackle Payne Haas. So, like I said, when you can kind of talk to each other and help each other out, seeing things, I think it makes it easier. And yeah, the boys definitely do the same for me.
The ball playing as well.
Renault! Wait, Renault!
Carrigan for Walsh. Here comes Ricky. There's no Tiger in sight.
Was that something you've really worked on, or was that natural to you?
Nah, I think I've worked on it. I mean, I grew up a little bit and played a bit of 5'8" and that sort of thing. And I think when I came into grade, I just kind of went away from it and was too scared to make errors. But it's definitely like a lot I've worked on as of late, and I've still got heaps of work to do, to be honest. I think there's a few locks in the comp that are really, really good at it. And yeah, I'm just trying to find my feet and keep getting better. And yeah, hopefully it helps the halves out.